Hello, my name is Sunny D. The D stands for die.
Remember when I hated my life and I said I didn't want to die, but I did.
Today I'm going to be recapping / reviewing the 5th episode of DC's Doom Patrol on HBO Max. So the episode starts off with Larry, or Negative Man, and he is meditating so that he can find Keeg, his alien electrical current baby. And he sees in this vision that Keeg is somewhere in a cabin in the woods.
Oh, wow. It's a cabin in the woods. We need to go hide over in there.
Nah, man, I'm not going in there. It reminds me of a horror movie I once saw.
What horror movie?
The one with the cabin in the woods.
Friday the 13th?
No.
We then see Jane, who is canoodling herself, flicking the bean, if you will. Well, she's trying to get in tune with herself, and she literally gets in tune with herself. It, transports her into the underground, and she has a conversation with, her other alters. So then Willoughby shows up, and he decides to hold a meeting with the rest of the Doom Patrol, and he basically says that Immortus is a forgotten god, and he is a interdimensional deity capable of swallowing existence whole. And he's something or someone that can change reality as they know it. So a couple episodes ago, Rita went into that, mindscape where she played all of her old acting roles, and she ended up getting, knocked out when the emotion was taken out of her. Anyways, she wakes up, and she's noticed that her appearance is starting to age. So back at the team meeting, Rouge explains that she remembers that when she worked at the Bureau of Normalcy, that they were working on something called the Immortus Project, which was basically their pursuit of immortality, but she doesn't remember anything ever happening from it. Willoughby interjects, and he says that actually Niles Calder had a piece of Immortus with him, and that's why the Doom Patrol hasn't aged in all these years that they've known him. The necklace that Niles wore was actually that piece of Immortus, and Dorothy acquired that necklace, and parts of that necklace actually exist in the Doom Patrol. And the theory is that someone or something is going to come for the Doom Patrol, and it's going to extract their essence so that they can put Immortus back together. The Doom Patrol realize this plan's coming into action when they remember that Rita was just trapped with that emotion vampire who, stripped her of her essence. Back to Rita. She's freaked out about aging, so she goes through Dr. Niles' stuff, looks for his stash of de-aging stuff, where she finds a potion, but the Doom Patrol catch up with her, which startles her, and she drops the potion, which releases a spell on the whole group, which is not a good spell, it's actually a bad spell, and not necessarily bad it's gonna kill them. Well, we'll get to that. But it's more so bad it wasn't created well. So they do get younger, but in small ways. Rita ends up getting her glasses back that she wore when she was younger. Jane's hair gets longer like it was when she was younger. Cliff is now wearing cowboy clothes, so he's a cowboy robot. Cowboy Bebop? Cyborg has his glasses. They make the joke about him finally having metal back in him. Willoughby gains his long hair back that he had when he was younger. Very luscious. And Rouge, we don't see necessarily anything happen to her, but we'll get to that later. We do find out that this spell is supposed to age them down in increments, basically from where they are now until they turn back into the sperm that came from their dad's ballsack. So what did the Doom Patrol do to fix this? They go on a road trip. They're looking for some witch who created the spell that hopefully she can undo it. So back to Larry. Larry is searching through the woods.
What about when you fought and defeated the super strong masked killer Jason Voorhees in the woods?
And he gets a vision of this prisoner who was at the Bureau of Normalcy who goes by Mr. 104. Well, Mr. 104 has different abilities, telekinetic or whatever it is. Mr. 104 also happens to be the same man from a couple episodes ago that Keeg flew into. Mr. 104 explains that he was cursed with this long life. He's been alive since the 1920s. This whole section of the show, basically Larry and Mr. 104 were sharing visions of each other when they were at the Bureau of Normalcy, and they basically bond over the fact that they were both tortured. So as the Doom Patrol are on this mission, they decide to stop at like a high school party, and Jane gets like super high enough that she has a vision, or maybe it's real, I don't know. But she has this like conversation with Kay, her like OG personality, and it's really sweet, and Jane tries to apologize for all the wrongdoings she's done with Kay's body, and Kay is just like, it's our body, baby girl. Okay, she doesn't say that, but basically that, okay? And Kay has like these like rainbow, hard light, luminescent powers. It's really cool and beautiful. The episode ends with Mr. 104, and he's trying to convince Larry to join him to go help Immortus so they no longer have to be living this long life. But Larry convinces him that they should team up and that there's a probably safer and better way to achieve what they want without involving all the violence that would be Immortus. Once they come to an agreement, Keeg flies back into Larry, but just after this happens, a portal opens up behind Larry, which he falls through, and then Mr. 104 jumps through. Crazy. They can never get a break. We then see Rouge and Rita, and they're having a one-on-one conversation. Basically, Rouge has been pretending that the potion didn't affect her, but really she's just been using her shape-shifting abilities to make it appear like she's still her regular age. It's actually a very vulnerable, heartwarming moment. It's sweet. They make up. And lastly, we see those Council of Wizards that we saw in like the first episode. Well, they bring that magic bunny and they lift the curse from Willoughby. And as Jane is like concerned with her whole plan, she turns into a baby, and then the magic bunny strips some sort of essence from Jane, which I'm guessing is like the soul of Immortus, or like a piece of the soul. Oh my god, it's like a Horcrux. We don't really see if they save Cliff or Cyborg or Rouge or Rita, so I'm wondering what's gonna happen with them. And when are we finally gonna meet or see Immortus? Anyways, thanks for watching. Again, watch the show if you're not. And that's all I gotta say. Love you guys. See you guys next time.